The new set of downs. Christian Kirk and company heading back onto the field, sitting right around the midpoint of the season, on pace for 1,000 yards. Good year so far, and I'm sure film study being devoted to him a little bit more on the other side.
They have to, because the pace that he's carrying right now, if you're pushing 1,000-yard pace as a receiver, that means he warrants your attention. And right now, precision is going on with their offense. Kind of like that timepiece you wear on your wrist. You know, that good stuff. You got to knock that off somehow. Chip away at that time and change things up a little bit and make them go to other things and make them do those things better.
Yeah, try to make him uncomfortable. Not many teams have been able to do that so far this year. Kelly on third down. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Juju Smith-Schuster. Touchdown number 18 on the year. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And nothing too crazy there. A quick slant, and then he just had a seam. He found a seam.
And when you hit it on the run like that, and I mean the pass right to the receiver who's already in motion and moving, sometimes he just takes it and runs away from everyone else.
And he ran it into the end zone. And the defense, they've got to adjust there quickly. That's tough on them.
That's really tough because everything was executed well. Ball was out of his hands quickly, into the hands of the receiver, and then he was gone.
Mike, number 53. Mike, number 52.
They begin the drive with Johnson. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a first down on a gain of 10. Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
That's it, baby. We go.
On play action, Allen going up top. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. Charles, he doesn't seem to be particularly in tune with his receivers, just 2 for 7 throwing the football, but he did seem really locked in before the game.
Yeah, and that has to do with receivers sometimes. Sometimes the defenders knock them off their route, and you're usually pretty precise. 1, 2, 3 cut, balls out of his hands to the receiver. In this case, might be off by a half step either way. They've got to find a way to get back in sync.
Now the Bengals on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Johnson on the counter, and not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Hey, Delta. Kill. Turn up. Kill. Turn up. Check 3. Ready.
They go play action here on first down. Open man is Kirk, complete. And all the way to the opposite 49-yard line. A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run. Well, one thing's for sure. They're going to have to come up with something at halftime, because he is absolutely roasting them right now.
They're going to go through the whole litany of things, changing coverages, what are we going to do, put a man on him. The big thing to me is treat it like a good pitcher treats pitching a game. Change your timing, change your location. So sometimes you're up on him, sometimes you're back. Just change up the looks that he sees and make him just a little bit more hesitant.
Now on 2nd and 16, Kelly. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. To throw, Kelly, escaping the pressure right. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Hey, nothing to see here, just your standard fourth down gain of 28 yards. And the drive keeps going. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Sam Hubbard able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. Throwing on second and long. Kelly. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Christian Kirk, the man he was looking for, and it's third down. This offense so far on third down, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 17. To throw is Kelly. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
So typically you'd say nice job defensively to force a decision on 4th down. But they've already gone for it once and converted, so you better make sure your defense stays out on the field and is alert.
So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive gets them 3, not 6.
Is it okay if I give credit to both sides on this one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's start defensively. They hung in there. 10-play drive, but they stiffened when they got close to the goal line, made them kick a field goal. For the offense, 10-play drive. They might be a little disappointed they got a field goal, but they moved the ball down the field with dispatch and came away with points.
The Bengals getting set to go. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Allen going to throw. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. The tight end, C.J. Uzomah, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together, the front and back.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Timmy Jernigan with a sack.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. And taken right on the 30. Well, a nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Juju Smith-Schuster and the rest of this offense heading back out there, making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but he's shredding defenses, getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. On 2nd down, it's Henderson, and he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. That one, a first down pickup of 8. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
Foyesade Aluakan made the tackle there from his safety position. Second down, it's Henderson. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
That's going to be caught by Kirk. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Christian Kirk with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. Extra point right down the middle. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime.
Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Allen now to throw again. He gets this one to Johnson. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. On 3rd and long, it's Allen. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 of enemy territory. Throwing now is Allen. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off center. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. And he gets it away. A directional kick going toward the sideline. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
Here's Kelly, throwing again on 2nd and 10. Going top shelf for Smith. And got his man, complete. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A gain of 37. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Here we go. Hey, echo. And let's pin the mirrors back and go full strip.
The final shot before break. Kelly. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Well, I know we hold off on the halftime update after all. Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the second half in Week 8 in the NFL. This will be taken in at the 1. And he's going to be out of bounds. Here's the run back. We'll leave him shy of the 20-yard line. Out comes a Houston offense as they get set to take over here. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. From the 24, Kelly. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down. Henderson now on 1st and 10. Tackle was made by Jolie Ebuniwe. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Kelly eluding the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. On 3rd down, here's Henderson. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
This offense 2 for 2 converting on these thus far, so why not try again here on 4th down? They'll go for it. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. Flush to his right. And he'll find Washington. That's complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Now a pass that's taken in by Smith-Schuster. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A big pickup of 38. From the gun, Kelly, and got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Juju Smith-Schuster with his 19th touchdown, his 2nd of the game. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. The extra point splits the uprights, and that'll increase their lead to 28. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Another try after the first down sack. Allen, and he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. 22 yards there, a first down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Off the draw, here's Johnson. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. That ball complete to Isabella. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him? Either fellow receivers or offensive linemen. That makes that play a really nice timing play. And sometimes it can break big.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Now Allen. And he fires one that's intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Hey, check Mike 45. Check Mike. Hey, Delta. Go.
On first down, it's Kelly. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Robert Kimdichie able to record his 5th sack of the season.
And that's the 2nd sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Now a man open down the middle of the field, and they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A gain there of 30 big ones.
45, 64, win. Come on, QB, come on. Kill.
On first and 10, Kelly. Open man right side is Smith-Schuster, complete. And they're going to have this way down in Cincinnati territory. A huge play there for Houston. 43 yards. And that's now 2 big catches on this drive for him.
You know, the NFL keeps talking about the possibility of using video for coaching on the sidelines. That's not approved yet, but you can still use pictures. They've got to send his picture down to their defense and say, you see him? Cover him.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To throw is Kelly. Going to throw again. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. Juju Smith-Schuster the target once again, and it's 3rd down. Now Kelly. That is caught inside the 5. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a... And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Darrell Henderson, his 6th touchdown of the season as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. So another score there. Often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
I'm here all day.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Allen, open man is Uzama. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a 1st down. That right there, a good sign for a team that's had trouble converting 3rd down so far this year. They're in the bottom 5 in the NFL, but they come through there.
Yeah, and I bet if we put our guy Marvin on the case and say, Marvin, tell us where they rank on 3rd and what, right? I bet they're in the top 5 in the league on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 or more, because that's how you end up not converting. Just too much yardage to pick up on 3rd down.
That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. T.J. Watt in there for the sack, and that is now 21 for him on the year. Wow, what a season.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Here's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34. The Bengals on third down. They've converted a third of their opportunities. 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 14. To throw, it's Allen. And he finds a man on a crossing route. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 17 and a Cincinnati first down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Johnson the intended target, and that'll bring up second down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense is well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
This one caught by Isabella. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
I got you, Pop.
And again, it's Allen. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
On second down now, it's Johnson. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. And there will be a break in the action here. They're going to take a timeout. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this fourth quarter. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? From the gun, it's Allen. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
The kick by Marr is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
And now out comes Houston. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the fourth quarter?
Hold a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says?
What?
Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they've managed to keep control of this game, and then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open.
Again, it's Henderson. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. Jesse Bates made the tackle from his safety spot. From the 38, Kelly. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Now whistles here, and we've got a man down. Man down on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10.
On the ball. Go.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Flushed out right. Open man is Kirk, complete. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now Kelly, and this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. He has really settled in throwing the football, and that touchdown here in the 4th quarter gives him a pretty comfortable cushion.
He may be a rookie, but he's playing like 4th quarter, and the QBing is easy. How about this guy? Youngster, not worried about anything, just cutting it loose and having fun.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that, and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team, and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards there, 1st down. They'll run on 1st down. It's Johnson. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They go to Johnson again. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. That'll go as a loss of 5. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Here's Allen. Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. A big